Hello, everybody, welcome. There's a psych investigator. Hello, everybody, welcome. There's a psych investigator. So, I have a little pyramid here, another one here. The movie and darkness related to the topics of discussion and bring the light. Okay. All right. So, today is Wednesday, July 23rd. And I have many topics to discuss today. So let's get started. I like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I fill my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle, I step into it. I step into it, I feel protected. I step into it, I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that they create the good and only the goodness of it. All right, so let's get started. So how is Jade Vance? How is his vacation going? So this is Jade Vance, and I thought it was funny. I just want to show you the picture. It's so great. And this is the image. It's so funny here, the banner. Go hump a couch. So there he is. And uh, just like Trump, right? He takes a lot of vacations, right? I've seen several images of him traveling, going all kinds of places. So how is it? And it's interesting. They go to these very like famously liberal places like Nantucket. So what does he expect? So what's going on over there on the vacation? I see that he's out there, and they're going on vacation with people from law school, and then he can see through the blinders that there's a lot of people out there and they can't quite walk outside, and people notice how terrible their relationship. Like there's a lot of tension there. Love is in the air. No, I don't know. So just quickly, what are his next, say, next year going to be like? Okay, Jade Vance next year. How is the Well, let's see. What will the next year be like for Jade Vance? Uh-oh, okay, somebody's hammering something. I may have to change here the settings 1 second to make sure that it's just all right. So it shows me here that he's in the what he believes is the cusp of this ultimate power of glory. And he's imagining that he's stepping up on the stairs of great power, and that he will have at least 2 terms, because we may never have terms again. We may never have real elections again, and Trump is going, and he's going to stay. He's going to take over. Then I see it gives me a little bit of time, and then he falls as if these old school skating ramps. There's like almost like a pool, but it's totally round. You go down, so he falls into the bottom of the ramp, and very surprised that he fell at the bottom. He's at the bottom, and then all this trash is shoved on top of him. So does this mean that okay? Does this mean to go to the trash? It's saying that he has a downfall that is unexpected, and that other people's trash are going to cover him. It's not that he's just discarded. It's that he, like, all the dirt that the administration has done is going to affect him because he's part of the administration. So, and then he's like, wait, what? I was about to win. I was about to. It's like a Cinderella story that wasn't. So it takes a really long time for him to recover. And I think as soon as this happens, also the wife is going to file for divorce and such. So I would say it's a grace. I don't know if it's fall from grace, because all he did was follow Peter Thiel's orders. and everything was going so great until it wasn't. So yes, I do think that there's a possibility that he's being groomed for it, right? And a lot of people, logically, you would think, okay, well, Trump is not doing well, the next person is a VP, but I just think too much dirt comes out and he's going to have to resign. Just like it's saying, just like it happened in the past, right? So with um, the other person that was before Gerald Ford, but anyway, so there's enough on him that he's going to have be forced to resign, basically, and we don't know exactly how this is going to play out, but I do not see him as being president. But just as a, I know I've talked about this recently in the last few days, but it's just, things to talk about when stuff is out and looking at the news. All right. Okay. So Justice Department reaches out to Ghislaine Maxwell, a longtime Epstein associate. The latest effort by Trump's subordinates is intended to quell a political crisis precipitated by the department's announcement that it would not release more files related to the Epstein investigation. So we're going to look into this article. And also, before I forget, this is something that, yes, I'm not a huge fan of conspiracy theories, even though some of this, what's happening in this world or this situation is a little weird. Okay. But as I was getting ready to look at this, which I will next, the information that a lawyer who represented Epstein, even though he was 80, okay, so, okay. Let's see, let me just share this with you. Okay, isn't that something? Oh no, it's not a card. I want to see a card. Thank you very much. Okay, so Epstein lawyer who knew secrets of his sweetheart deal dies. Roy Black helped the disgraced financier secure the agreement, which saw Epstein serve just 13 months in jail. So his wife of 30 years, Leah, confirmed to People that Black had been battling an unspecified illness. Okay, so I think it's entirely possible that it's that's coincidental or whatever, but even if it's just a message. So let's look at this. Okay, so what happened here? And I'm saying this because we're going to look into the fact that the DOJ is reaching out to Ghislaine. It's a little scary, honestly, for her, I think. And there's suggestions on the internet that Trump could try to pardon her. But let's see. So what's happening? Interesting. It's saying that he was sick already and kind of like mentally also, like he was kind of like not having control of his faculties. No, I don't think he was what we think he could have been. No, because he was not well already, I feel like, for a while. But he knew a lot. He has a lot of information. I do see that there's, if it's hacking somebody in the hands of somebody typing and having access to his files or even deleting some of this stuff. So, okay, so it's a message. It's saying everybody's coming. It's saying there's a big pull from the other side for the people who have committed these crimes. They're going down, either transitioning or like not. It doesn't make sense. Like people that are sick, it's like this era is closing. We're closing on this era, and those people, their truth needs to be revealed. And if they have to go, they're gonna go. So, okay, all right. So, well, let's go back to the story of Ghislaine. All right. Okay, so Justice Department reaches out to Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay. Top Justice Department officials have contacted lawyers representing Ghislaine Maxwell to address lingering questions about the case that have fueled a furious right-wing backlash. Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, announced on social media early Tuesday that he had requested a meeting with the disgraced former socialite, Mr. Epstein's lawyer, co-conspirator, and enabler, who also interacted with the powerful men he courted, including President Trump. I have communicated with counsel for Ms. Maxwell to determine whether she would be willing to speak with prosecutors from the department, Mr. Blanche wrote in a statement on social media, stoking alarm among Epstein's victims and their families. Okay, so let's see. Here is the, oh wow, this is even posted from on Pam Bondi's account here. That's the account that they're quoting. That's the statement. Now, let's see. Okay, let's see actually. Okay, here, change the headlines. Okay. All right. So they're stating this, they put out this statement. So what is actually going to happen? And is Ghislaine Maxwell safe? I mean, really, because, right, is she safe? Because remember what happened to Jeffrey? So please God, protect me here. Here's protect me from any dark. I just want to know here. Just show me what is happening. I get from her that I have instructed people. There's multiple people that have all the information. If something were to happen to me, how to publish it, how to show it to the world. I have everything, all the names of the men. So okay, but what happens? So they're asking her if Trump were to pardon her, if she would say, I love Trump, he's so great. And wow, it's like even it's even hard for me to like, wow. So because, and I see that she's like, is she going to, because they would have to say that it was all a witch hunt, it was all BS. But it's saying there's way too much information out there already, and there are way too many witnesses. So it's saying this. So he wants her to say that nothing ever happened. It was a huge mistake. It was so unfair what was done. And it's saying, but Trump knows that she was the one who got the address book to Rupert Murdoch, not her directly, right? But people associated with her. So okay, so what is she going to do? What is she going to do, and what are they going to do? Show me her today, and then show me her in a year. Okay, that will give us enough time. Let's say even 6 months, actually. That'll be like January, I guess, 23rd, 2026. It's interesting. It shows me her in black, like a black and white article. Does it mean could she pass or something? Tell me, God, that's only what I need to know. Truth and knowledge. Show me her today. I have the names. And I'm willing to die for it, she says. My reputation, I'm already dead anyway, she's saying, because she has all the information about all these men. And she knows that she was sort of sacrificed, right? Like she, not to say that she's from all the accounts, she's a terrible person, but it's interesting that they sacrificed the woman as a means to save the reputations of all the men, right? Somehow that's okay. And she's like, I have contacts in all kinds of foreign intelligence agencies. So what will happen to her? Is she going to get a pardon? I feel like they're preparing for a pardon, but is she going to get it? Is she going? I don't feel like I feel like she doesn't agree because I think if this happens, if she gets a pardon, it's going to be reversed because what that means is that effectively they have to say that none of the victims are lying, right? It's like that's not it can't be. You understand? So what is going to happen with this whole story? They're saying they're going to talk to her. Why? It's saying that the problem with all of this that Trump said, oh, nothing happened, nothing happened. It's because he was guilty. And he was, let's see. So what is going to happen? Show me her today. Wow, it goes from the color image and then it's a black and white. If you remember, if you take a picture, if you like make a photocopy, old school photocopy of an old article in a newspaper, that's what it's showing me. And it's like she's in the past. So has she passed? What happens? Does she change? I even wonder, and I don't think it's his administration, if she could become what is it called? A federal, witness protection program. She goes into something like that. And she might, because I still feel like she may not actually want this deal. You say no, rather she doesn't, because she doesn't want. I feel like she wants to be exonerated, but not for the reasons that Trump wants. So what ends up happening? Actually, this is a good question. What ends up happening? Okay. What ends up happening regarding Trump, the Epstein? Okay. Okay. So, okay, now I got, wow, interesting. So it shows me that the truth is going to come out. It's already coming out. We already know more is coming out about him and what he has done. And there's no turning back. And that she's like, and that the lawyers sort of laugh about when they get there. So, but then it's like she's frozen in time, and this is what's weird. I think she could have become a going to witness protection where they don't know where she is, but she's giving the names and all that. And that's the price of like, but I still feel like it would not be now because now the fate is sealed. Okay. And it's sorry, I'm sorry guys. I know you know what it is, I think. I know someone's like, Rosie, but it's like this is so heavy, such a heavy subject that like there's something soothing about makeup, honestly. That's sort of like, oh, let me just focus on blush instead. Oh, maybe I should need a little because it's like it is self-soothing. That sounds so so that's right. So that's what I feel like. I don't know. I don't feel it because really the information is out there already. Lots of different people have it and they want to publish it. Now, it's showing me something very interesting that I think because it's showing me what's going to happen to Trump. So, and it's saying this the signs are all that he's a burned asset. And I'm going right here, the fate of Trump and the curious case of Deripaska. Is it or Eric? What was his name again? Old Oleg. Oh, Eric Oleg. Okay, so we know everybody's familiar with Oleg Deripaska, right? And actually, how he was the boss of Paul Manafort during the 26. Paul Manafort was working in Ukraine for pro-Russian candidate that he helped elect, and Paul Manafort acquired the data for the voters, remember, and he shared with the GRU. There's this big connection there. Now, we all know that Oleg Deripaska was very close to the Kremlin. Okay. And sorry, I have this always have like these random alarms and because my DHHD or whatever. Sorry. And anyway, so so what's happening is that of course as things go really badly for Putin and the oligarchs in Russia, of course, are very powerful, but they are only as powerful as Putin allows them to be. And now they're outing or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't really matter whether it's true or not. That I think it's true. What's his name? Oleg Deripaska has had it's like sex, whatever, with underage women, something like that. And why? It's very obvious, right? If you're a Russia watcher, that oh my god, stop! Sorry, like there's so many alarms. Uh, sorry here. Um, if you're a Russia watcher, you know that the reason they're doing this is because they need his money. They're going the next step is obvious, right? Is they're going to confiscate his money because that's how they're running out of cash. So now the oligarchs, the Putin's like, listen, I do not have money now. You know what to do next. You know what the next step for you is. You go, you are a pedophile. You like girls, little girls. We knowing the truth is. We knowing the truth is. You were a pedophile. We put it on news, then we take your money. It's how it works. You saw it happen with all the other oligarch. Other oligarch lost things because they didn't understand. You were rich, but I take your money when I want, whenever. So that's what's happening. Okay, let's just take a look at this just to show you. And so it's showing me all of this, guys, to show that the fate of Trump is similar to the fate of Oleg Deripaska, that they have already determined that he's a burnt asset and everything is pushing him down. They're done with him. That's what I really get. Okay. So let's just look at just 1 second. Okay. And you know what's really interesting is that actually, um, it's not, I was not correct. Does not appear to come from the Kremlin. But here is an article today has Russian Oleg Deripaska at the center of a huge sex scandal in Russia, where he's shown to have paid 15 and 16-year-old virgins for sex. I'll put together a thread showing his deep ties to Trump and everything surrounding him. And I think everybody knows at this point, right? Let's see, translate. Okay, so I don't want to know. I just like okay, honestly, I don't want to know. I don't. So it's too heavy, right? So, but just that this is okay. Still, I am getting that that the Kremlin is like knows that it's saying that the fate is similar. Their fates are intertwined because in a way it is saying that even if it's see what happened. I see it's funny. It shows me Putin kicking both of them. That their fates again are intertwined. Is the ship is sinking in all of them, and the truth is coming out about everybody in both countries, right? But that they are in fact connected in this way. So okay, very interesting. So this is that interesting. All of this, it just shows that they're all kind of falling apart. but still it's not clear to me. So has the Kremlin sanctioned decided that Deripaska is not going to be protected anymore? What's going on? Because when I looked into the article, even though I think this is a non, like it's not associated with the, somehow it feels like they're letting it come out. Okay, so it's saying that the time is up for everybody. Okay, and that there's no way for Trump to stop his own demise through this. So let me ask a question then. Is Epstein this? Yes, it's saying yes, is the thing it's gonna ruin, yes, it's gonna ruin Trump because, and I see this like beginning of the unplugging of all the truth about him. He's being discarded, and that's why he's acting the way he's acting. Very interesting, very interesting. Wow. Okay. File under LOL. No, this is funny. So France's President Emmanuel Macron and First Lady Brigitte Macron sue Candace Owens because apparently Candace Owens made a documentary saying that Brigitte Macron was born a man. So, the thing about Brigitte Macron is that she was born much, like she's really much older than Macron, right? I think she was his school teacher, something like that, and they got married. And I think she's like 20. She's a lot older than him, 20 or 30 years or something. And that's fine. It's none of right. It's fine. I actually like her. She seems cool. And now they decided to do. Remember how these people were all? I don't know the extent of the involvement of Candace Owens on the attacks on um, Michelle Obama, but they got away with this type of thing, and then they make an industry out of this. So I love the fact that they are suing her because she is not a credible actor, right? Her whole career is all of this like pro white supremacy and all that. But it's just kind of interesting because we're seeing people like Gavin Newsom also sue Fox News. It's good. It's a very good thing. So what's going to happen here? What's going to happen with them suing? Okay, so they're going to have to reveal because it's saying they know internally in France, the intelligence services there, that this is something related to Russia. That they, of course, they want to take down Macron. They create these evil conspiracy theories, and I see that they're going to. The point of this is obviously not that they need money, but it's to unmask what's behind all of this. And I see that at least in France, through France, they are able to do that because they're suing Elon Musk, also the company that they're alleging that there's through Twitter is stealing data and all that. So I see that she has her hands covered, like she's shamed as she is exposed, and it's saying all those people that have trafficked in information warfare and it's like they pick these people, and it could be powerful people like Brigitte Macron and others to just create this very elaborate ideas, and in many cases they can ruin the person's life, not in her case, but it's great that it's them that are doing it because these are people with power, and they can, right, they have the means and they have the state with them, I think, because right, it's not okay. It's definitely not okay to do this to people. So I see that she's forced to apologize, and she's going to have to pay a lot of money, which will ruin her, I think. So it's right. That's right. I think a lot of people are now starting to take the that kind of a nuclear option because this is how, right, it's being used in this way, and it's just very messed up. Okay. So wow. Okay. Very interesting. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna lose badly. So okay, very interesting. And if she goes, she can't because she's married to a British man. And I think if she wants to go travel, she's gonna because it's like it's sort of like if you have a criminal thing, a warrant or something, you can't travel to a lot of countries because they're gonna stop you. So so this is, and I see it as like, well, it's like the time, God willing, that the time of these people that they can have, honestly, guys, if you're a soulless person, you can probably make a lot of money creating a channel. Like, oh, you start with like, I don't know what, you can start by saying, oh, the guy, it's just, you can say this, the Democrats are communist. Like you could, anything you start saying, if you're somewhat, you don't even have to be charismatic, but you can create a whole ecosystem very quickly. I think you can social climb through those things, and it's going to come to an end, because the industry of, like, even the whole thing with Alex Jones, I don't know how, by the way, how that is going. I don't think you'd say no, he doesn't have much left, Rosie, and it's going to go badly for all of them, those people that use lies. And isn't it interesting that it's one thing to say I'm pro X, right? I'm pro, these are my views, I'm conservative, I'm X, Y, and Z. But when they start, it seems like almost all of them are like this, where they have to blame somebody, they have to create lies. They can never just center their own ideas. It's always about creating some smear campaign against somebody. So that's where we are. Okay. All right. So this is it. This is it for now. I said what I had. Oh. Mm, okay. Bye. See you later, Candace. All right, all right. So next, let's see if there's next subjects for today. Justice League for today. So I'd like to end here today's recording with President Obama's statement, because he rebuked Trump's smears. Out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with a response. But these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election, but did not successfully manipulate any votes. These findings were affirmed in a 2020 report by the bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee, led by then Chairman Marco Rubio. So I still know what I have to say. I actually disagree with this. I just change the headlines here. Okay. So then anyway, I was just saying that I still think that Russia did change some of the votes. They were very subtle. Okay. And but still, it's very good that he called out Marco Rubio. And because remember, I'm remembering Reality Winner, how she showed that they penetrated the voting systems, remember? And that's why she went to prison for 5 years for showing that, for making them public. Okay, so, all right, so what's next here? Okay, so that's right. Now it's an interesting question. What is Marco? Because it's great that he mentioned Marco Rubio. And what the hell? Like, really, what the hell? What the hell is Marco Rubio doing, knowing what he knows about the Russian influence? You say, oh, but I'm a Christian and I go, he believes in this whole, it's saying that the whole thing of like the end of the world, or whatever you call it. You know how they have a saying like, oh, it's a rupture, something like that. And even though he knows that, he still goes with power. Power tops everything for him. So, and yeah, I see that once the whole presidency goes down, he's just sitting, covering his head. But then he's going to have to testify and explain a lot of things. So it was not worth it in the end. The world did end for him, not in the way that he expected. So, okay, all right. So this is it for today, for the time being. And who knows, maybe by the time I post this, a lot will have happened. Okay. All right. So thanks for the watching. And I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.